So for someone struggling with their thyroid health, what are some dietary changes we can make to start feeling better?
So easy, but also has to be individualized. But I will say that across the board, at least 75% of people with Hashimoto's or an autoimmune condition are reactive to gluten or other parts of wheat. So there are actually a ton of different components making up wheat. It's not just gluten. And there are tests out there that can look for this. And I actually am a huge questioner. I question everything. And I needed to have this test approved to me because I didn't have any intestinal symptoms. I didn't experience any kind of gas, bloating, diarrhea, or things that most people would think of as being, you know, a reaction to eating something like that.
Wow.
Yes. So yes, 75% at least of people will react. And there are different ways that your immune system reacts, and there are different ways that it presents in your body. So that's a biggie. And I will say that it's really important because a lot of autoimmune conditions come hand in hand with another, that the person is tested for celiac disease before they remove gluten or are prepared to reintroduce gluten for at least 6 to 8 weeks before having a celiac test. And that's not just like a speck of gluten here and there. It's actually like 2 to 5 slices of bread worth of gluten daily for 6 to 8 weeks. So.
Whoa. So I know for me, when I was diagnosed, even though my doctor said, he said, no, there's no connection between gluten and Hashimoto's. I was like, I got to research this. Something doesn't sit right. So I gave up gluten pretty immediately, and almost immediately my bloating and inflammation in my stomach area went down, because that's why I went to get tested. I was like, I've gained like 15 pounds in like a week. This is so not me. I haven't changed my diet. I haven't really changed my exercise schedule. Like, this is weird. And the gluten immediately giving that up made such a difference. My question for you is twofold. For people with Hashimoto's, do they need to stay off gluten permanently? And what about products like sprouted grain products like Ezekiel bread or sprouted grain wraps that are grains in their original form without a bunch of crap added in?
Right. So some of that is definitely bio-individual, but broadly speaking, everyone needs to have gluten out of their diet. That has an autoimmune condition permanently. And there isn't like a gut healing protocol that can make it so that the gluten doesn't hurt your body when you reintroduce it. If you choose fermented gluten and wheat sources, it may help with the whole tolerance level for how bad the damage is, or, you know, what amount of the food will cause the damage. But your immune system reacts to gluten for a long period of time after you have even an accidental small exposure. It's 3 to 6 months that your body remembers that. So if you're having these micro exposures all the time, your body is constantly stimulated.